Hi everyone, it's Skylar here with another episode of TMP, the musical puppy, and today I'm here to do an unboxing of the Mendini Alto Saxophone by Cecilio. Been waiting a while for this thing to come. This is what it looks like when you first get it. It just comes in a plain brown box with the logo on the front and everything. I have not opened it yet. I haven't seen what's inside, but I'm about to show everybody. I have cut the tapes on the box just so it'd be a lot easier for this to, happen. So I'm going to set the camera down here. And we're going to flip it on its side. I'm going to pull it out. So I already cut the tapes just to save us a little time here. Make that a little easier, except it's not quite so easy to pull this out. It's like a perfectly fitting box. Okay. Alright, so let's push that to the side. Okay, this is all we zoomed out, right? Yeah, okay. And I think that's the bottom. This is the case of the instrument itself. Pull this back a little bit. This is the top. We have a pouch similar to when we hold on. There we go. Okay. The zipper was a little messed up there, but I fixed it. Alright, so let's see if there's anything inside the zipper pouch, just like on the E-flat clarinet. No, there's nothing in there, but that's okay. So this is the top, so let's flip it over to the correct side, so the bottom's on bottom. Okay, and let's open it up, see what we get. It's a very similar case to the E-flat clarinet, even though it's a different brand entirely, so I guess this is a cheap case to manufacture, I would imagine. Okay. So let's pull the camera over here so we can get a better look. Alright, so this is the instrument itself. Kind of wrapped in this cloth like bag. Oh my goodness. They really wrap this thing up here. Actually, I have a better idea. Let me try something else. Okay, this might be a little bit of a better angle. So, alright, so let me try to resume unwrapping this thing. It's a lot heavier than I expected. I guess because considering it is made of metal, I guess it would be pretty heavy, wouldn't it? Let me try to unwrap this carefully without breaking anything. My goodness, that was fussy. So this is the body. Let's lay that back in gently. For now, I'd assume this is the neck over here. Let me pull that out for you. Yeah, this would be the neck. Let's get rid of that cheeseclothy thing. It's got a bit of cork. This cork, definitely seems alright, I suppose. It should function well enough. As you can see, I chose to get the Gold Lacquered Finish with nickel-plated keys. I thought that looked the best, in my opinion. This is the mouthpiece that it comes with. Oh my goodness. A little tight there, but of course, as usual, I always recommend not using one of these, but it's nice that it does come with it. If I guess you have no other options, I guess it would function enough if you worked well enough. And it comes with a reed, as they usually do. Let's check that out. The mouthpiece seems alright enough. Again, I can't really see. Again, it's it looks kind of dirty. Sometimes these things often look kind of dirty when you actually look at them up close. You can already see the difference in a saxophone mouthpiece is different from a clarinet a clarinet mouthpiece in that the cork is on the neck itself. It would go on here like this, but on a clarinet mouthpiece, the cork is on the mouthpiece itself, and that goes into the socket of the barrel. Let me put that to the side. Let's check out this reed, just to kind of see. I honestly probably chipped that when I pulled it out. It probably didn't come like that, but it could have. This side over here looks a little uneven. I don't think I did that. I think I probably chipped the tip of it when I fussed with it. But over here, that's a little bizarre on the left hand side here where my thumb is. It's looking a little broken there. So this reed probably won't be very good. Not that I expected it to anyway, but it does come with it. Let me put that off to the side. We got a silica gel. Do not eat it, because you don't want to eat that. Just keep things fresh. We do get a couple of things in here. Okay, now let's see. Now, bear in mind, this is a different brand than the two clarinets that I've reviewed and unboxed so far, so it's not going to be quite the same things, because it's nice. It's actually, honestly, quite nice looking polishing cloth, which I kind of wish the clarinets came. Well, I guess it's not too important with clarinets because they're not really shiny, but this is good for cleaning your fingerprints and stuff off of the metal to keep it from tarnishing. So that's kind of a nice little thing they did there. Okay, and comes with a pair of gloves. I'm not really entirely sure what you do with these. These look kind of too small for my hand. Let me kind of put one on and see if it even fits. This would be the left hand, I guess. Wait, where's the thumb even? Oh, the thumb was like in the wrong side out, so wrong side in. So yeah, it's a little snug on my hand. It doesn't quite fit. I'd assume this is more intended for children, possibly. I think that's kind of their target here. Yeah, that's not really that comfortable. It doesn't look that nice either. It looks kind of gross. I don't really know what these are intended for. I guess keep fingerprints off of them. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, something fell. Oh, another one of these things. We don't need that. It looks like it comes with a neck strap. Not one that, I guess it, let's see what this, I guess that's what this is. Oh no, wait, this is no, what is this? Nope, this is a neck strap. Typically on saxophone you use a neck strap to play with. This one looks pretty cheap and not that comfortable looking around your neck, but it does come with it. So if you need one, it's there. I probably won't be using that one. And it looks like it comes with cork grease. They're actually their own brand of cork grease, which I don't know if it's any good or not. It seems like it's alright. If you recall from my A clarinet from Berkeley Winds, that cork grease was just nasty. Like it just turned to like putty in your hands, and it just got all over everything. But this looks like it'll be good enough. What does it say? Cork and tuning slide grease. Yeah, it looks like that'll be good enough for this, especially since you only have one cork on the neck. Unlike on a clarinet where every piece has a cork. That's the nice thing about saxophone, is that the main portion of the instrument is one piece. What else we got? Oh, okay. They give you a box of their own reeds. Give me a second, I'll open them up so we can inspect them. Wow. Alright, so this is what comes out. It's a box of what looks like, I guess, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 reeds. And they look kind of gross. Like, just looking at them. Let's see if I can open this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, man, they just kind of fly everywhere because they're not in a net. Well, I guess you'd just put them back in this box, I assume. Another one of these things, they really love those. Alright, so let's take a look at one of these. Cecilio, oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh god, this is not. Look at this. First of all, the tip of this reed doesn't even look that well formed. It kind of looks like it's already split. It just, look at this cane. Like, the actual color of the cane is just nasty. Like, it looks like it's been, like, they dropped it in some dirt and then picked it back up. Ooh, that's not very nice at all. But the one thing that's interesting about these reeds, unlike the ones that came with the Berkeley Winds, is they actually have the brand, their own brand, I assume made in their plans, and they actually give you a strength 2.5. So this is definitely a more beginner reed. Something, I mean, disclaimer: I have never touched a saxophone in my life, so this is a new experience for me. But I think with my experience on clarinet, I think I could do better than a 2.5. Yeah, these all look just kind of gross and nasty. Let's pick out another one. We can kind of. Oh, this one looks even. Oh God! Look at that. It's like specks of. Just look at that. This autofocus is killing me. But just look at that. It's like completely discolored. It's uneven. It's got these black specks on it. Like, is that? Yeah, I can safely assume that I will never probably be using these reeds. And let's just pick out one more just to kind of see if we have any ones that look half decent. This one of the three that I showed up close looks the best. It's still got that discoloration thing going on, but it doesn't, like, the actual thickness looks more even. Although this cut down here is, look, it's like lopsided. Oh my goodness. But okay, that's interesting though. But I guess they're nice enough to give you reeds. I guess they didn't have to give you any at all. And like I said, if you're a beginner and I guess you don't really know the difference, you're not going to be playing on a really nice reed anyway. But let's put those off to the side as we take a look at what else we've got going on here. I don't know what this is. It's kind of hard to. Is this another neck strap? How many neck straps do they give you? Or is this a? Oh wait, I think this is a neck strap. Wait, what is this? No. Oh, this is a strap for the case itself to carry it around your shoulder. It's got two ends. It's not a neck strap for the saxophone. It's for your shoulder or however you're going to carry this. So that's okay. I figured that it might come with that. And this, what is this another one? Or what am I looking at here? I think this. No. This is another strap. I don't know what the difference between. This is another case strap. It's got the two ends. I'm not sure what the difference is. I wonder. I'll have to take a look at that. And when I do the full review of this, I'll have to let you guys know. Maybe. Anything else in here? Empty bag. That's the cork grease. So other than that, that's pretty much all you get with the Cecilio saxophone. Some good things in there, some not so great things. But I also have an assortment of other things over here. It's really hard to see in that mess that I just made. So let's push this back, and I'll show you some of the other things I got with the clarinet. The first thing is this, which is very useful. The Hercules saxophone stand. This is a great brand for, well, I can speak for the woodwind stuff. I've heard not such, from a brass player friend of mine, that their brass stands aren't so great, so I can't speak for that because I've never used them, nor have I ever played a brass instrument. But the one stand I have from them, which is the two flute / clarinet peg and a piccolo peg all in one, it kind of looks like this, but instead of having this long part, it's just three arms, and one of them, each arm has its own spot for a peg, kind of like this one here. There'll be a peg like this, and each arm will have its own. These can take clarinet or flute, and there's a smaller one for piccolo. And that's been a great use for me, especially as I play on both flute and piccolo. So I can kind of just have a nice, sturdy stand for both, and room for an extra instrument. So this stand is the saxophone stand, and it is this one, where it's alto / tenor. It's adjustable for both, and it also has a peg for a soprano saxophone, which I do plan on getting in the future, and I will also do these kinds of videos for that as well. I'll probably have a portion of this video where I open up everything off camera and then just show you what everything looks like. Let's just move on from now. Next I have a Yamaha alto saxophone mouthpiece. It's the same brand as the mouthpiece that I got for the E-flat clarinet. And yeah, it looks quite similar to the one out of the case here, but of course looks a lot cleaner and more fine-tuned. In fact, where is it? If I could quickly just show the difference, take off the ligature. You can see the Yamaha one looks a lot cleaner. The stock one looks dirtier, and less fine. Let's look at the table. Not as much of a difference here as there was on the E-flat clarinet. The E-flat clarinet one that came in the case was really rough and not very smooth, but this one's adequately smooth in my opinion. Like, I feel like, well, you can kind of see there's a little bit of a crack actually. Is that? Let me look at that closer. It's not really a crack. It's just a little bit of unevenness. While on the Yamaha, you're not gonna have that probably. It's a lot smoother. You don't see that line in the break. You know, that dip in the plastic. Is, you know, plastic mouthpiece. But that's the one I chose to get, so let's stick that in the case so I don't drop it or something. Get rid of the box, I think. What else we got? We got a ligature, my favorite, Rovner. Of course, comes with a cover, which is always nice. And this goes, I probably shouldn't have put that away. Of course, this goes, I gotta loosen it up. Goes on like this. It's a little tight, because of course it's gonna be new, so it's gonna be a little bit tight. So it's gonna be in a period of like adjustment. Yeah, there we go. So now I've loosened it enough. Well, that's a little too low now, but you get the picture. It'll go right about there or so, and then you tighten it in the reed. So these are nice. These are really nice ligatures. I like them. I feel like they get a good grip, and they're not metallic like typical ones. Right? What else did I get here? I got a drop swab. You drop this through the instrument to collect all the spit after you're done playing. This is always something you should be doing to take good care of your instrument. See, it opens up, and there's a piece of cardboard in it to keep it in a nice shape, but yeah, we don't need to worry about that now. But yeah, it's a nice silk material, so that it collects, you know, moisture really well. And it's got this little weight at the end, so you can kind of drop it on the floor. Now you can drop it through your instrument and be able to easily and quickly grab it through the other end without, you know, it's weighted, so it'll just drop right through the body of the instrument. Kind of looks like a window blind thing. It's kind of cool. I kind of like that. All right, put that to the side. What else did we get here? That's empty bag. Yeah, this I actually think I'll use for actually cleaning the external parts of my instrument, so I'm happy about that. Of course, Van Doren reeds for alto saxophone. Van Doren reeds, my personal favorite. I got size 3, as it says up there, and they're for alto saxophone. Just open it up real quick so we can kind of, well, I probably won't. I'll open these up later in the second part of the video, so, because these, they're individually wrapped and stuff like that. This is the neck strap that I chose to get. What's the brand? The brand is, I did some research and I got this recommended to me, Neotech. It looks like it's pretty comfortable. If I could open it. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. So the part that actually goes around your neck is made out of this neoprene material, which is sort of like, you know, what scuba suits kind of use. It's kind of like that waterproof material. So it looks like it'll be soft and foamy. Neotech neoprene, makes sense. And that goes around your neck. That seems like it'll be a lot more comfortable. It's a lot wider. It's not going to like be digging into your skin. I'm trying to kind of go through this kind of quickly. I don't know what this is. Oh. Soft strap has swivel hook, makes your instrument feel up to 50% lighter. Oh, there it is, neoprene control stretch, yeah. And of course, you want it's got a nice secure looking hook for the actual neck strap hook. You want it to be made out of plastic and not metal, because the metal will actually wear away at the finish of your instrument. What else we got here? This is my reed guard case, the Dario brand. You might have seen the same one when I unboxed the E-flat clarinet, because this is the same exact one. You can use it for alto saxophone, B-flat clarinet, E-flat clarinet, soprano saxophone, and they do make a bigger size for the bigger instruments: tenor saxophone, baritone saxophone, bass clarinet, etc. This is the same exact one, and I do highly recommend it after having used it now. I like the effect that it has on the reeds much better than the other one I was using with the plastic instead of this soft rubber. It doesn't dig into the reeds and cause them to get a little dent, which is no good. And lastly, I have one of these. You know, it's strange. The picture online, it seemed like it would be coming with one of these, so, but it clearly did not, unless I missed something. So I'm kind of glad I ordered this. I'm glad I ordered this because the picture made it look like it was coming with one of these, but I don't see one. And this is just your pad saver. Like on a lot of instruments, it goes into the body and keeps the moisture off the bore and the pads, and off, you know, the tone holes too. So that's a nice thing to be using to take good care of your instrument. Okay, so now that I've shown you everything, I'm gonna kind of, you know, open up a bunch of these things so you can kind of see what they look like. Okay guys, while I'm setting things up, I guess I'll show off one of these reeds now that I can. So they come in these, the Van Dorns like to come individually wrapped like this. So this is what a saxophone reed should probably look like. So we could see, we're gonna much closer. It's a lot more even in color and like cuts and everything. The scrape over here is a little more uniform. The color is a lot better. The back looks much nicer. Yeah, overall it's just a lot better. I probably should have quickly just show off the difference between an alto saxophone reed and a clarinet reed. You can see that the alto saxophone reed's a bit thicker and also a little taller as well. It's just the difference between what the two instruments need. See them put aside. You can fit the clarinet reed inside the area of the alto sax reed. Just thought I'd show that off a little bit. In case anyone was curious, this is the same brand of Van Doren B-flat clarinet reed. This is an alto saxophone reed. Just thought I'd show that off. Now I'm gonna stick them in a cup of water just so they can start soaking, so that they'll be ready to play when I start playing. Okay everybody, I have assembled the stand. Not very much assembly. You see it sits the alto sax kind of just right there nicely. It holds the bell via this thing, and it rests like the bottom of the body against this adjustable part, which goes up and down because it can accommodate both an alto and a tenor sax. And this peg is for soprano sax. It also can come off, and you can also switch it out with any other of their pegs that have this screw at the bottom, like the oh, actually it's right over there. Let me show you. Down the floor. Yeah, my other stand is right over here, actually. This is the other Hercules brand stand that I have. Oops, sorry. And as you can see, it's got a similar design. Where you see these pegs, they fit flute and piccolo. I think it also fits an oboe too, but I'm not sure about that. And you could actually just attach it right there. So if I wanted to play saxophone and flute or clarinet at the same time, I could also attach this one here if I really wanted to. So yeah, these are pretty customizable. Like, well, of course, like the saxophone part, that's attached directly to the stand itself. But yeah, it's good if you have an alto or a tenor and another instrument that fits onto one of these pegs. So I think that's a very good stand. I highly recommend it. Here's the saxophone itself. I have put the mouthpiece on. Put a little extra cork grease on there, and I'm just gonna let it sit there. I haven't put the reed on yet. What's interesting, a couple of interesting things. One is that the part that the neck goes into actually has two sets of screws, which is interesting. I've only seen online one. But other than that, everything else seems to be fairly functional. This little mechanism for the octave key works. I, kind of played around with it a little bit. Press that key and it moves that lever and it lifts that key for use. So everything seems to be functioning. All the keys that should work seem to work. As I said, I'm not a saxophonist. This is a completely brand new instrument to me, so I don't know 100%, but it seems based on what I've seen online in tutorials and such, everything seems to be working. But pretty soon I'll be trying it out and then trying to learn this thing. And then I'll, of course, give a full review of it, as well as some other videos on saxophone. Oh yeah, and the other interesting thing is when I was putting this thing together, I actually remember when I said I ordered this thing, and I'm glad I did because it didn't seem to come with one like it said it would, but actually it was already inside the instrument itself, and it looks like this. It's not nearly as full and fluffy as the one I bought is. This kind of cheapy one, first of all, it's got like some ugly colors on it, but that's besides the point. It doesn't look like it's really as effective as this one would be in like grabbing all the moisture from the side. It kind of looks like it just sits in there, and it's also got like a really nasty, like gross smell to it. So I don't know, maybe I probably won't be using that one in favor of the one that I paid for. But it is nice that they actually did give it to you as advertised. I just didn't realize it was already inside the instrument, so that's kind of cool. And this is the bag that the stand, the instrument stand comes with, so everything fits in there really nicely. The smaller one also comes with a stand a bag. It's right there on the floor next to where I had it. So I think that'll pretty much do it for this unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy learning a new instrument, and I'll be back with a full review on it to see how it sounds and everything, and see if it's something that you guys might be look into buying if you are also in the position of wanting to learn the saxophone for fairly cheap. This instrument was, if you look on eBay, it kind of varies a little bit. It also kind of varies depending on the finish that you choose. I think some finishes are more expensive than others. But I think this one was $259 or $279 with free shipping. There's ones where you find it for cheaper, like for $249 or something, but the shipping isn't free, so it works out to be the same. So it's kind of weird. You kind of have to like look around and see what option's best for you. But you're looking kind of roughly in the $250 to $280 range, somewhere in there for one of these instruments. Again, depending on whether you go with the free shipping or you go with like the finish that you go with. Like, they come in all sorts of colors. They come in like this one, which is the gold plated with the nickel, the gold lacquer with the nickel plated keys, like this one. They also have one that's all gold lacquer, one that's all silver nickel plated, and they also come in a variety of other colors, like, like blue, green, purple, black, whatever, red. Yeah, so I found this on eBay. All the same brand. I've seen fairly decent things about this particular brand in general, so I was kind of eager to try it out, because like I said, it is quite affordable for an alto saxophone. And unlike with like the cheap clarinets, the material is not too vastly different in terms of, like, well, all saxophones are going to be made of metal, but a good clarinet will typically be made of wood, but the cheap ones will be made of like the hard rubber, like the ones that I've reviewed, or plastic. So you're going to get some variation there. But saxophones, like, they're all made of metal. Like, maybe the metal's not as good of quality, but it's still going to be made of metal. So you're not going to have too much of a variance in the, the major quality of the sound. But yeah, that'll do it for this unboxing. As I said, a full review will be coming in the future once I've learned how to actually play it and make a good sound out of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a comment or any questions down below, and hopefully maybe I can answer them, or we'll see. Oh, and this here's the neck strap too, just so you can kind of see it. And it goes, the little hook part goes onto here. That's where it hooks into. That's where your neck strap hook goes into. So yeah, any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Feel free. I'll be happy to try to answer anything. Like I said, I'm not a saxophonist, but maybe if you have any questions about this instrument in particular, like, maybe a link to where to buy. I'll probably put a link in the description of the one that I bought, if I can find it. There's a few different ones, but I'll try to find the exact one that I bought. And you can go look at it, and you can look at the other colors and everything. And if you want to wait for the review, that will be coming soon. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.